Hey everyone, welcome back to New Method Live. I am so excited that you're here. And today we're going to be talking about food as medicine. And this is a sentence that we hear all the time, food as medicine, food as medicine. What does it mean? Today we're going to dig in and talk about what that sentence actually means. So here's the thing. We eat pounds of food daily, pounds of stuff that goes into our body every day. If all food was the same, it really wouldn't make a difference what we eat, right? It wouldn't make a difference if we eat pizza all day or broccoli all day, but we know that it makes a difference. And that's because food carries information. It carries information, it carries molecules, it carries codes that tells your body what to do. If we choose the right codes and the right information, it will tell our body to do good things, healing things. And if we choose foods that have different kind of codes, it could tell our bodies to cause inflammation, oxidative stress, and turn on disease-causing genes. So the point is, when we talk about food as medicine, we're talking about understanding these instructions and using food choices to give you the right instructions so that your body does the things that you want it to do. So let's make it simple. And this is an example I like to give on a patient that I know is listening because she listens to all my podcasts, who suffered from nasal drip for over 5 years. And she took Zyrtec every single day and it hardly helped her. So she's using medicine as medicine and it didn't have the best effects. So what we did is, among other things, we took her off of dairy. And guess what? Her post-nasal drip completely resolved. So by making certain food choices, we were able to cure her post-nasal drip. That is using food as medicine. Now, most doctors, NPs, PAs are not trained on the power of food, but I see it daily in my practice. We change our patients' nutrition and their skin gets better. Their joints get better. Their brain fog goes away. Their migraines go away. Their memory improves. So today, we're going to take a deeper dive into what it means to use food as medicine. But as always, I have to let you know how to reach me and my team. So if you're watching us on Facebook and you're watching us live, drop the word live. Let us know that you're here. And if you're watching us on replay, let us know. It's always a nice surprise to see those replay remarks. Thank you. At any point on any platform, if you drop the word change, it lets us know that you want our show notes and we'll reach out and send that to you. If you're watching us on YouTube, awesome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, I'm wearing kind of a white sweatshirt and always the red stethoscope. So other than that, you're not going to miss anything. And no matter what platform you're on, please follow us on Instagram because we're funny and it's a great way to DM us at The New Method. And as always, share this with the people that you love so they can become the game changers in their life. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Efrat Lamandre. Everyone calls me E, and I invented the new method, which empowers people to realize that their symptoms are not in their head and that it's time for you to become a game changer in your life because you always knew there was a better way. So join the conversation, whatever platform you're on, let us know that you're here and let's jump in and talk about food as medicine. And I want to start with a definition. What is medicine? What is medication? Medicine, I'm going to read this right off of my little Word document here. Medicines are chemicals or compounds used to cure, halt, or prevent disease, ease symptoms, or help the diagnosis of illness. So what is food as medicine? It's prioritizing food and making changes in your nutrition in order to prevent disease, ease symptoms, or help in the diagnosis of illness. It's the same exact thing. So we're able to use the food in the same exact way that we use some medications. Now, here's the thing. This is not new. Obviously, this is not new. But what's amazing is that conventional medicine already started realizing this. I mean, they take some time to catch up. People in functional medicine world have known about this for a long time, using food as medicine. But it turns out that in 2018, both parties of Congress launched a group called the Food is Medicine Work Group because they realized that nutrition affects health. Now, granted, nothing came out of this work group. And if anything did, it probably would have missed the mark because it's the government. But the point is, both parties agreed that food is medicine enough to start to create a work group around it. And that's pretty significant. Even some forward-thinking hospitals started understanding that food is medicine. There's an article in the 2019 Times and tells a story. This is a great story. I'm going to take a moment to tell the story about a man who started feeling toe numbness in 2010. And, he brushed it off. He ignored it. And by the time he went to seek medical care, it turns out that he had full-blown type 2 diabetes and the toe needed to be amputated. He was overweight. He lived under the poverty line, didn't have access to foods. And so they started him, as typically, on a bunch of medications. But his diet was fast foods, convenience store food, frozen processed meals, and the medications didn't work. And he got to the point where his disease, his type 2 diabetes, was life-threatening. And as I said earlier, he lived below the poverty line and didn't have access to fresh food. So this hospital was forward-thinking enough to realize, and they launched in 2017, prior to that, they launched this really cool group called the Fresh Food Pharmacy, but they spelled the word pharmacy with the word farm, like where animals go on a farm. So Fresh Food Pharmacy. And here they provide healthy foods to the patients in their area, and they teach them how to incorporate it. So this patient, they actually sent him with a food prescription to this pharmacy with an F, and they were able to give him the food that he needs and also teach him how to use the nutrition. His blood sugar was monitored by dietitians, and within a year and a half, he lost 60 pounds, his sugar normalized, and he's out of the danger zone. That's a classic example of using food as medicine. And it's amazing to see that there are hospitals that are forward-thinking enough to recognize that food is a significant part of disease management. But here's the thing, conventional medicine recognizes it up to a point. And this is really interesting. We know that, 11 million global deaths from ailments such as cardiovascular disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes, 11 million global deaths. All of these are due to nutrition. Nutrition is responsible for 11 million global deaths. In the US, 900 deaths per day from heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, all resulting from poor diet. So we all know, we kind of know in the back of our heads that, oh yeah, diabetes, heart disease, sure, it's linked to food. But why do we have such a hard time understanding that just about every disease is linked to food? Why is it easy to understand that food can cause a heart attack, but so hard to understand that it can cause skin issues, brain issues, headaches, hormonal issues? And this is where we're at. Conventional medicine allows us to talk about food and nutrition when it comes to heart, cholesterol, diabetes. But once you start mentioning it for skin or for hormones or for brain fog, then it's quackery. And it's really interesting that this is where we're at right now. Now, of course, I'm going to go into details of what things to eat and what things not to eat. But first, the one thing I want you to get from here is that food affects every single thing in your body. And it can affect you just like, and sometimes better than, certain medications out there. I also want to do a quick timeout and say, I am not against medication. Anyone who knows me knows I will take medication if I need it, and I will prescribe medication if I need it. But I really think it's important to be part of this complete breakfast, which is what I like to say, which means using foods first, using foods as medication, as nutrition, using the coding and the programming in food to get us to the goals we need to. And then, of course, if we also need medication, we do. I like to have my feet in both worlds. Okay, so we got that. I hope we got it. We all got it. Food is medicine. We understand it now. We could heal things, not just diabetes and heart. We could actually heal other parts of the body. So before jumping into what you should eat and you shouldn't eat, for those of you who haven't watched my other lives, shame on you. Just kidding. I have to talk quickly about microbiome and inflammation. These are two really important things. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please YouTube, Facebook, go find my talk on microbiome and my talk on inflammation. This is the critical piece of understanding how nutrition is important for our bodies. Okay, so microbiome, real quick. The microbiome is inside of you. There is a good balance of good bacteria and bad bacteria. And it's really important that these two stay in balance. If we have too much of the bad, it's not good. If we don't have enough of the good, it's not good. And it can actually cause disease. So making sure your microbiome is on point is a key factor of nutrition. And if you watch any of my lives, it's connected to mental health, it's connected to your skin, it's connected to your hormones, it's connected to everything. And the other thing is inflammation, because certain foods will drive inflammation up, which will cause disease, and certain foods will drive inflammation down, which will help you heal and cure. So these are the two things that we're really focused on when we talk about food, and making sure we have the best microbiome and reducing inflammation. Okay, let's start about the foods that we should remove. And I did a talk, I think it's called The 6 Foods That You Shouldn't Have. Go run after this and watch this, because I go into detail. Here, I'm just going to kind of touch on them because it's a long enough talk today as it is, and I don't want to keep you here too long. So, removing the poisons. And again, I think I did this talk in March, the 6 foods to never eat. Remove the standard American diet. It's called a SAD diet. The acronym is appropriate. It's high in carbs. It's high in sodium. It's high in processed meat. It's high in refined oils. All bad, all driving inflammation, all messing with your microbiome. High fructose corn syrup, HFCS, you have to get rid of it. And in that talk, I let you know where the hidden names of it is. They spike your insulin levels, cause inflammation, cause a mess. Get rid of the trans fat. It lowers your good cholesterol, increases your bad cholesterol. Remove the processed foods. They're not foods. Okay, cheese flavored, nacho flavored things are not food. You can't recreate it in your kitchen. It's not a food. Whatever flavor it is, it's not a food. It just fills your body with calories and zero nutrients. And so you're actually, you have to eat more and more and more of it, and you're not getting anywhere. And all those foods have chemicals in them to keep fresh. So anything that says, for freshness, you have to kind of run away from those, because that's filled with chemicals. Artificial sweeteners, again, terrible for you and can spike your insulin levels and certainly mess with your microbiome. And sodium. And when I say sodium, I don't mean table salt. I mean the sodium that's found in packaged food that drives up blood pressure and inflammation. So those are the things to remove. And if you want to go deeper, as I said earlier, just find that talk on the 6 foods. But here's the key thing. It's not enough to just remove the poisons. Okay, I have patients that come in, I stop eating this. That's great. That's awesome. And then they're eating grilled chicken and broccoli every single day, 5 times a day. That's not good enough. It's a great job that you remove the bad stuff, but you have to put in the good stuff. You have to add in the good stuff. Otherwise, we're only halfway there. So it's really about making those choices to put the things that are going to give your body the codes needed to heal. Okay, what does that mean, adding the good stuff? So there's foods that heal the gut. You all know about it, probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are full of live bacteria that will help ensure your gut is full of the good bacteria. Just like, foods that have that are yogurt. Don't really love yogurt. I try to stay away from dairy. So if you were staying away from dairy, kombucha and kimchi, anything pickled usually has great probiotics in it, anything fermented. Prebiotics are just the things that feed the probiotics. Okay, so there's just the food that keeps the little good bacteria alive. And those are apples, artichokes, berries, green vegetables, leeks. So those are things, prebiotics and probiotics. There's food specifically designed to increase immunity and decrease inflammation. And for those of you who don't know, depression, cancer, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, dementias, allergies, chronic fatigue, autoimmune, it's all connected to inflammation. So removing the foods before to reduce the inflammation, but adding omega-3 from good fish and nuts, eating the rainbow. There's a reason why your fruits and vegetables have a color. They have that color because they're full of phytochemicals, phytonutrients, and they are anti-inflammatory. So when we say eat the rainbow, we don't mean Skittles. I want you to look at your plate and make sure it has color. If you're eating the same broccoli every single day, not enough. I need you to have colors in there. There's food specifically that will help your energy levels. And when I say energy, I'm talking about mitochondria. Basically, here's how it works. This is your entire semester of biology in one sentence. You eat your food, it breaks down to fats, protein, and carbs. You breathe oxygen. They combine together in a factory called the mitochondria. The mitochondria produces energy. When your mitochondria stops producing energy, you die. That's it. You got an A. Okay, biology 101. But so the key to longevity, the key to keeping healthy is to make sure that those mitochondria are healthy and happy. and we have to feed them and put foods in our body that ensure that our mitochondria is functioning properly. Intermittent fasting, if you haven't seen my talk on that, run for that one. Intermittent fasting is key because it burns fat instead of sugar. Mitochondria loves that. And mitochondria loves blueberries, pomegranate, extra virgin olive oil, and MCT oil. So get that into your diet as well. There are foods designed specifically to help you detox, right? Detoxification means getting the chemicals out of your body, the waste system. Really important to have waste system. You know what it's like when your garbage doesn't get picked up during the week at home. Can you imagine what's happening in your body? Detoxing is really important. And part of it, if we have an overload of toxins, that's going to be a problem. If we're feeding ourselves too much sugar and starch and environmental toxins, the body's going to have a hard time detoxing. So detoxing, water, hello, flushes is right out through urine. Really important to have water. Fiber helps you poop. I know we don't like to talk about pooping, but it's important. And detoxing of the liver means you have to eat certain foods that help your liver. One of the best foods for that is cruciferous vegetables. Hard word to say, but easy vegetables to eat. Your broccoli, your collard green, kale, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. Eat all of those because it helps your liver produce glutathione, and glutathione helps detox. Of course, I have to say curcumin and green tea are also magical detoxifiers. There are foods that give codes to our blood vessels. So our blood vessels, 100,000 miles of blood vessels are in your body, enough to go around the earth 2.5 times, all in your body. And they don't just pump blood. They actually are the communication source, okay? It's like the most intricate subway system right inside of you. And you have to keep those vessels intact and healthy. The inside of those vessels is called the endothelial lining. And it's really important that the endothelium is healthy. If not, we have a mess. It gets messed up by bad food, processed food, high starch, sugar, all that messes it up. In fact, studies show that even one single fast food meal harms your blood vessels. Good news is it could be offset when you eat the good phytonutrients and the antioxidants found in colorful foods. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is me cutting it down to 20-minute talk because I didn't even talk to you about food and hormones, food and mental health, food and your skin. I just chose some because I can talk about this forever, but everyone has things to do. So some of them I already talked about in my lives. I definitely talked about gut. I definitely talked about mental health. But the point is this: food is powerful and can be used as medicine. And if it's used right, it can help you heal. It can help you not just live longer, but live longer better. And that's super important. So to recap, because you know I love my recaps, the food we eat affects everything. Inflammation, chronic disease, mental health, you name it, you think about it, what you're putting in your mouth is 100% going to affect it. And we can use food to get us to our health goals. And I know this is a lot. And if you are ready to work with us, here's how to reach us at The New Method on any platform, basically: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. thenewmethod.com is our website. You can DM us, send us an email anywhere you want. We look forward to helping you become the game changer in your life because you always knew there was a better way. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye. Hi, I hope you enjoyed this talk. I put my heart into it. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out last week's talk about how to make your body an unwelcome place for cancer. I'll see you soon.